Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card or pick a pile reading, answering a yes or no question that you have in mind. And it is likely going to be yes or no, etc. Like I've put in the description of the video, yes or no, etc. and some extra guidance regarding that yes or no, but you will get a yes or no answer to your question. Okay, so please think carefully about what you would like to ask today. And for those of you who have not participated in a pick a card or pick a pile tarot reading before, what the rundown is that we've got 4 piles here, and you will choose one of them. Ideally one, maybe more than one, maybe all of them, maybe none of them, to get a little bit more personalized reading for you regarding your question, okay? So I'll go through the piles. We've got from the movie tarot deck, we've got the Hierophant archetype and the Hangman archetype, the Moon, and the Judgment card and or archetype with their corresponding crystals. Okay, so whichever pile assortment, card and stone assortment speaks to you the most, that would be your pile and thus your reading. There will be a special reading and answer to your question within. And just some guidance if you're new to these as well. There really is no right way on how to pick a pile. You can use the name or archetype or even movie character that each one of these represents. If you really like that movie, you can use the color combinations, or if one of these stones really appeal to you aesthetically, you can, if you're a very kinesthetic person, you can see if you have a certain feeling towards each pile. If you're an auditory person, might hear something, hear a sound, or have some kind of sound remind you of one of these piles that speaks to you. It could be like a very intuitive sense for you, something you feel like is calling you to one of these decks. How I personally do it actually seems kind of superficial, but it always ends up working for me. I picture myself that I'm in a store and I have to choose one of these piles to take home with me if I had to choose one of them. Sometimes I end up, choosing more than one, but that always ends up working because I really have to sort out what one do I feel like is the most me. And it seems to be a way for me to channel messages. And that might work for you as well. Maybe not. If you have your own method, please go ahead to use that. Or not, of course. But without further ado, I will give you a few moments to meditate on the 4 piles. This would be pile 1, pile 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so when you pick your pile, please go to the links in the description below. You will see the timestamps, and you can feel free to click on your timestamp to skip ahead to the pile that you chose, if it's not pile 1, or feel free to watch them all if you'd like to do that too. Whatever floats your boat here. All right, so please sit for a minute, choose which pile you would like, and I will see you at your reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 1. If you picked pile 1, the Hierophant card and the Yellowstone, then this is the reading for you. Okay, so again, this is going to be a yes or no, etc. answer to your question, and I'm just going to get cut to the chase here. This is going to be a yes. This is going to be a yes for you. And I will explain, because I feel like this is a hard yes for you, because I feel like the question that you might be asking is something regarding moving on and really taking ownership of your life. Something very quick that's requiring you to stop thinking so much about the outcomes and thinking so much and getting wrapped up in your head about all of the details of a situation, trying to control things, etc. So you need to kind of let go of that stuff. So I guess if you're asking, like, should I be more in control? Should I hold on to this thing? The answer is no, you should not. Yes, you should let go, and yes, you should move on. Okay, this is why this is a yes or no, etc. Because, you know, if you're asking to hold on, no. Let go, yes. Move on, yes. Move away, traveling, yes. Taking ownership of your life, yes. Starting as an amateur, as a dilettante, starting from scratch, no. Being in a position in where you're having to rethink once again, where you're having to refresh, no. But moving on and moving up. Okay, taking what you know, taking the lessons that you learn, using that, being resourceful, and moving on in that way, moving up, really. Okay, that is very much the yes answer for you. You're done making decisions here, okay? There's no more decisions to be made. Okay, and right now, if you're trying to fight this and make one more little decision, you need to step back and look forward into what you want to become. See yourself as a King of Wands, like as this leader, very empowered person and very knowledgeable of your own strengths and inner talents and just raw, authentic abilities as a human being. Picture yourself as that. See yourself as your highest potential, okay? You need to start visualizing that more rather than, in contrast, this Page of Wands that's just starting out, that's just starting to see their potential, that's just, well, not even seeing a potential necessarily, but that's just like kind of having fun and experimenting and not really so much thinking about the outcome, but in a way that's, you're not thinking about the outcome because you're afraid to move forward. You're afraid to have an outcome because you don't want to see it. You're afraid it won't be what you like, right? Owning that outcome, that's you, okay? Owning that you in here. Definite indication, like I said, of travel and I think building up some kind of strength, but using your past weaknesses, using some of your past weaknesses and past struggles to build up to that strength. And this is not going to be about a strength that's hardening and yourself and making you cold, making you in control and powerful in this emperor father-like figure, demanding, patriarchal kind of way, this know-it-all. But you're gonna say, all right, I know what I know now, let's use that. Let's use that. Like I said, be resourceful, let's use that. And it's about a softening, right? A going back to like the Empress, a softening, nurturing, a moving towards freedom. And I'm seeing like physically a lot of freedom. Okay, so freedom, yes. Stuckness, no, for you, pile one, okay? And I'm just gonna pull some extra cards to enhance this yes or no message for you, pile one, from our movie tarot deck. I'm using solely the major arcana cards, which we saw in the pile assortment from the beginning. Okay, and we're just gonna ask for some extra guidance regarding this yes or no question for you. So some extra advice or guidance. Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune card. Any other guidance, advice for this pile? Any other kind of advice for this pile 1. Wow, it's taking a while. Okay. We got the Strength card. Let's see. Oh, we got the Chariot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Chariot and the Moon. So again, the Chariot is like a yes sign. A yes card. The Chariot like basically means yes, go for it. And what I'm seeing here, like, you're gonna have to use a lot of inner strength to get to this yes. So that's why I said, like, this yes I'm sensing is not very easy for you, but you're gonna have to look within to find that. Same with the Moon, right? This David Bowie in the Labyrinth, like, it's one of the most uncertain and kind of like mystical cards. The image and idea of the Moon card though is like, imagine you're just in a really dark room or in a really dark forest or something. You literally cannot see anything, and there's like sort of this light, this like very, very distant light, and you like can kind of see that there's water, but the stream is like really windy, and like there's bugs and creatures around, and you really can't see anything, and all you have is this very little hazy light, and you gotta do something because you gotta move forward, but you're gonna have to trust whatever you can see. You're gonna have to go off whatever you can see to get forward, move on that pathway. And the Wheel of Fortune is telling you, again, you know, I feel like maybe this yes is not that easy, but that life is a Wheel of Fortune. Life is, if you look at it in one way, it is just a game of luck. And we are handed situations seemingly out of random. Things just come our way, and we have to deal with these situations, whether good or bad or neutral. We have to deal with this situation. So, and this one was staying for a while, so I feel it's very important for you to know and channel this wisdom of the Wheel of Fortune. This is when the Hermit, this is the card that comes after the Hermit card, and it's number 10. It's a very special card. And it's kind of odd how it's so special because it seems very neutral, but after the Hermit goes into hiding and goes to this big mystical, the Hermit's very mystical, he's very introspective, and he develops all of this wisdom, right? And he comes out of his hermit shell, cave, whatever you call it, and his realization is that life is a wheel of fortune. After all that time, this is what he discovers. Life is just a game of chance. Literally, that's all it is. So I think something might be holding you back from saying yes and accepting yes to this. But it's just another situation on the wheel, and guess what? There will be another one thrown at you after that. And we can't always, you know, control what fate brings to us. But life is not about that control. It's not about this emperor or like this justice, you know, making sure everything is perfect and aligned, and things happen at random, and things sometimes seem to go extremely well for no reason or extremely awful for no reason. That's what it seems like. And I think in the end, we kind of see more of this justice, this judgment, right? But we could have what we think is a really unlucky streak or a really lucky streak going for us, but it's not going to do us any good by just sitting here and spinning the wheels of our mind and trying to decide. We have to move forward with this Chariot. Just bam, go for it. Just do it. Like, leave the past behind, go on this new adventure, develop and nurture that inner strength, find that inner strength, hold on to that. This inner strength is what's gonna help you go forward, and also it's what's gonna help you go forward in this moon territory when you feel like you really can't see anything except for like a small glimmer of light. What this inner strength is likely gonna tell you is that, all right, man, like, I don't have much help around me and things are really tough right now, but I got a little bit of hazy light. That's all I got. I'm gonna follow it. I'm gonna follow it and I'm gonna get through this. Cheer yourself on, you know? This Wheel of Fortune is gonna be in the past, you know, once you really develop that inner strength. It's you're not gonna care so much about luck anymore. It won't be as much of a priority because the priority will be within you and being more objective through not judging situations that come to you, through looking at things from a neutral eye and saying, whatever it is, I can tackle it. And I've got to keep moving forward here. Alrighty? I hope that reading was helpful to you, Pile 1. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day or night. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you pick Pile 2, the Hanged Man card and this beautiful emerald stone, this is the reading for you. Okay, so I'm not gonna say this is a hard yes or no, but to break it down, because we did want just a yes or no, I'm going to give you a no. And the reason why is because the key word here for you right now is discipline. Discipline and responsibility. Taking care of your shit. Not getting into frivolous stuff. Not getting into the final outcomes, like what you achieve, what kind of success you're having, like what you get out of it. But this is the time to plan and think logically about a situation, okay? And also, you know, ask yourself with this 8 of Cups, you know, it doesn't mean being mean to yourself or fierce or like forcing yourself to do something that you really don't want to do. But what it might entail is asking yourself, do I need like all this extra stuff in life? Do I need to be the best and win all the battles of life, of everything that I want? Or do I have what I need inside? Am I really whole on the inside? And realizing like, okay, because I don't maybe need all this stuff, let's look at how to kind of discipline and structure my life and live with a little bit less to benefit me, to maybe to like save up money or, you know, to work on your health, right? To really benefit yourself by living in a more structured, like a little bit disciplined way so that everything, every little thing in your life has meaning. You know, so you're not just getting caught up in it. You might feel like a lot of responsibilities right now, a lot of burdens, and you might want to give up a little bit, but this is saying like, no, do not give up right now. You need to take care of yourself. And add a little definition to your life, add a little structure in here. And if you really, really want to do something that you feel is really the right decision and you want, you know, you really want to say yes, this is calling you to step out of your mind and your desires and like look at your ego, like look at why you want to say yes to this decision. Look at why you want to say yes and question that. Not necessarily doubt yourself, but lay out all your options on the table and all your thinking on the table. And if it really is yes, then you need to know that it is yes and that why it is yes, okay? Why you chose yes. It's not just gonna be jump in head first, don't think about the decision, woo, like on a whim, let's see what happens. It's definitely not that course of action, right? You wanna be taking care of yourself right now and making sure that you have all your ducks in order, so to speak, okay? This is not going to be forever, but for now you need to take on some responsibility for your life and your decisions, because even if we approach things with a more spontaneous attitude a lot of the times, and we like that way because, you know, it seems easier and more fun and whimsical, we know that we can't do that with every situation. You know, sometimes we really do need to think about something from a practical point of view. And this spread is asking you to do that, seek out mental clarity, and really just, like I was saying before, like shed things that you do not need, whether this is people, whether this is things, whether this is excess worry and anxiety and excess negativity. Like we need to get rid of some of that stuff. So when you do that, you will have a more clearer picture of the entire situation. You'll be able to look at things very objectively. Okay? Do not just say yes because you felt like that. This is just asking you to be much more careful in that respect and be like a little bit of an adult right now, okay? Like just take on some responsibility for your good and the good of those around you. All right, so I'm just gonna ask a little bit of further guidance from our movie tarot deck, the cards that were in the piles that you picked at the beginning of the video. And I'm just gonna ask just some further advice for you, pile 2, regarding this question, regarding this yes or no, like how to live with this decision and how to really like proceed forward. Okay, again, we've got the Hermit card, Meryl Streep. Oh, it's jumping out at me. We've got the Tower card. Cool, let's ask for one more, or however many cards. What else do we have for pile 2? Any final words of wisdom for you, pile 2, the Chariot. Okay, cool. So this is very interesting to me. And then in the back of the deck here, we had the Devil card pop out, which I'm just gonna kind of like leave to the side as a accentuator, which is kind of like enhancing this because, all right, the Hermit, that's going to be more like a no, and that kind of really described what I was saying to you before, going within, shedding some things that you don't need, being introspective really. And I think it's this having discipline is very much in also with this Tower, like, right, what do you need and what do you not need? Okay, this is not a time for yes, I accept more things into my life that I don't have. Yes, bring more to me. Yes, yes, yes. No, like this is not about bringing more. This Chariot is yes card, but it is yes towards the stripping away, right? Like we have this Hermit and this Tower. The Chariot is moving fast into this like introspective, quiet time where you really take the time to make careful decisions about your next moves. The Tower represents like the biggest challenge for you, realizing that the systems that you've been employing for your life, for certain aspects of your life, certain situations in your life, are desperately not working. Okay, and that card comes after this Devil card. The Devil is kind of twofold, and that's what I think this is very much speaking to. You have parts in your life that you are very much like trying to hold on to. You want more of certain things, but you realize those things aren't working for you. And I think you need to exercise discipline, exercise leaving those things behind. It could even be ideas, whatever things, whatever ideas, whatever people are excess to you, whatever feels like it might be a good idea. And I think you get this feeling of euphoria about it, but something about it feels not right. That's going to be this Devil, because that feeling of euphoria is actually an illusion. It's sort of trapping you in to its seductive qualities. Like, for example, you know, I was talking to a friend recently who's gonna move, and she was saying how she always tries to make decisions on moving on a whim or like what feels right. Okay, and this Emperor card came out for her. But what I was explaining was that, you know, if you're trying to make this decision based on a whim, like because you always do that and it feels right, it's also easier. It's the easy way out because it just feels right. But you know, like she's still struggling about the decision because she knows she has something in the back of her head telling her, is that right to make this decision on a whim? And this tarot is telling you, look at that decision that you're trying to make, that feeling of making that decision on a whim. It might just feel too good to be true. It might just feel like you're making this decision because you feel like you trust yourself and everything just works out if you do it spontaneously. But that's not always true. Because sometimes, like, it's not very difficult to think about things logically sometimes, right? But we just don't want to. We're afraid of that. And so this Tower is telling you, and this Devil is telling you, no, 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 hold up here. You need to examine what is not working. What patterns in your life you've held and continued that are not going to work this time, that need to be destroyed, that need to be taken down. I'm not saying forever, I'm not saying don't incorporate that, but it seems like the easy way out to you, and because of that, it's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work because we don't have growth. We can't progress in this life if we don't have change, if we don't learn lessons. And when we get too stuck into our patterns of doing things, we don't learn anything, okay? We don't achieve what we're set out to do in this life. All right, so yours, pile 2, is a no, because now is the time to go within. Go forward into yourself. Don't take more and more and more, all right? And from there, you will be shown all that you want. You can't see it yet, but I promise you, you will in time if you get past this initiation phase. Okay? Pile 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Alrighty, well, hello there, pile 3. I'm just gonna tell you right now, you are a special one. If you picked pile 3, the Moon card, David Bowie from the Labyrinth, with this amazing amethyst crystal, this is the reading for you. And wow, let me just tell you right now, pile 3, that you are a complicated one right here. Your question is very, very multifaceted, and I just drew these cards and I had to like meditate on them for a second. I had to really channel in what kind of answer might be best for you, and I'm not exactly sure yet, so I want to talk it out a little bit. I'm leaning towards a no, but the thing is that the no is a yes to a lot of things. So I think your question is a little bit multifaceted, and that might be like what kind of drew you to this deck, this moon, and this mysticism and this amethyst stone. And of course, to every question and situation, there are two sides. So I feel like, I mean, I can't speak to every person that picked this pile, but I feel like to a lot of you, this question is really tough for you. It's making you exhausted a little bit. I'm gonna kind of go through like keywords of each of these cards right now. These are the 4 cards I pulled. I just want to be fully transparent. The Queen of Cups, I asked for clarity about the High Priestess. The reversed Nine of Pentacles was clarity about the Magician. So let's, include that in this reading and this interpretation. But The Queen of Cups in reverse here. This is like overwhelming emotions right now that are kind of like getting a little watery, getting in your way. This High Priestess asking you, saying the answers within. And this is why this answer for you is tough, whether it's a yes or no, because the answer is very much within you and you like don't want to admit it yes necessarily, but the answer is going to be like, if you're trying to decide between universal knowledge versus like what you think, what you see, and what you believe, then this is calling towards what you believe, not, what might be the steady known pathways of knowledge and wisdom that we have already for us in this world. Okay, this King of Pentacles, loss, burnout, manifestation, and kind of loss again, but appreciating other aspects of life that aren't necessarily power, material things, or money. So the no to you is the outer world. The yes to you is the inner world, which is like very broad, and I feel like, okay, like maybe that's always the answer or whatever, but in the last pile, the answer was somewhat similar, right? Go within, don't go in the external world, go in the internal world. But that one was more about discipline. This is the internal world of your emotions that you need to find clarity on. And you need to find a sense of peace within yourself. Say yes to peace. This reading is, I'm just gonna say, it's like I'm going through something difficult. It's really like hard for me to not be biased about this advice right here, right now, but I'm feeling like with you, pile 3, one way to interpret this is like almost is a yes, but you need to like sort out some of your emotions in order to think more clearly right now. Okay, so it's a yes, but a not yet. The answer to your question is like, yes, this will happen, but you need to be in a place where you're more accepting of yourself and not of the things around you, the ideas around you that symbolize success, right? Like success, abundance, the normal way of living, and some kind of ability to be kind to yourself and like accept your emotions, accept like all this subjectivity in your life, and accept love and just liking something for what it is despite what it gives you. Those things are like a little bit out of balance here. Okay. All right, pile 3. I'm gonna tell you that this answer for you is a yes, but there's gonna be some hardships like surrounding it. There's gonna be some things you need to let go of. You're gonna need to take some time to yourself, set some boundaries, rest up, heal yourself, clear those emotions. This is not about discipline necessarily, but about some more balance, some more neutrality. I feel like the Temperance card might be in order here for you, because I feel like there's a lot of hard decisions going on, a lot of things to consider here, and a lot of loss, a lot of exhaustion, a lot of like a little bit of anxiety about it. But this High Priestess and like especially this Magician, it's just telling me like these two are almost counterparts, and it's saying like you do have what you need to go forward. You do have the wisdom that you need inside. You do have all the tools, all the resources, all the knowledge that you need inside. You can go forward by yourself on this fool's journey. Like, you can. You might go on this road and experience what is not your perfect picture of happiness or the life that you always wanted for yourself. But you're going to need to shed some of that. Okay, rejuvenate yourself, go meditate, do something for yourself that's going to help enhance this mental clarity, help get you in touch with your intuition here. This is what this Queen of Cups in reverse is also saying. You need to get in touch with your intuition. The presence of lost here, the meaning of loss is just gain in another area of life. Even though we don't see it like necessarily at first, we might see, oh, this is loss. It's actually gain. So, and I think that's where this Magician card comes in. And that's why this was like a little bit confusing of a reading for me, because it's going to be a loss of things, but this ability to, once you can take a time out for a second and see clearly, it's going to be about what have I gained from what I lost. And it's very much going to be about like practicing breathing techniques. Remembering what it feels like to be emotionally balanced and mentally in a more clear mind state. In a more clear state of mind. Remembering what that feels like and getting yourself back to it. Like, it's okay if you get a little crazy. It's okay if you get overwhelmed, etc. But bringing yourself back. And I'm sorry again, like, this is not such a hard answer, but it's a yes and. If you've ever played that improv game, it's yes and maybe. Yes and we'll see how it goes. It's a yes, and we need to make sure that we're ready for that yes. We cannot say yes if we are all cloudy and foggy and up in our emotions. If we are overwhelmed, if we are feeling bad for ourselves, if we are feeling down on our luck, if we are feeling burnout, overwhelmed, their rest. If we're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, we need to clear our minds, right? If we're feeling lost, we need to realize the gain. We need to hangman, change our perspective. Look within and at the resources that you have. So it's a yes to a little bit of the unknown. Saying yes to what you have already at your disposal. Using things that you already have at your disposal in order to create something new. That's why I say it's a yes, because you need to envision yourself in this yes. If that makes sense. Like, you need to envision yourself in this changed state a little bit. Okay. And I'm sorry, that was like a little bit all over the place. I'm just getting so many very, very intense messages right now. But I want to consult my movie tarot deck for extra guidance pertaining your yes or no question. Okay, so we're just gonna ask for pile 3, what is the guidance or advice that pile 3 should take in regards to their question today? Judgment. Whew, and that really speaks to like the yes and no. Like, you decide, almost like you decide. I don't know why you're at this reading, because you're the one who has to decide in the end. Oh my god, and then we have this Magician again. Oh my gosh. I think I would have gone that in a different, I don't know. Find your talents, your strengths, right? Whatever your strengths are. Is it saying yes? Is it saying no? inner strength. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. All right, man. So I gotta say, like, I feel a little bit like a failure that I can't give you a very, very direct answer here. Although, like, signs are pointing to yes, I would say. But, you know, what this is, I feel you know the answer more than me, more than the tarot, because, well, I feel like part of this decision for you is like, in a way, there might be no right or wrong. And let's read the life lessons from each of these cards. All right, we've got the Judgment, the life lesson for the Judgment card, who is Uma Thurman as the bride in Kill Bill. Love this illustration. Just gonna read the life lesson here. Never give up. A fire can be relit, even of its own accord. Okay, and the Magician, the life lesson here is recognize and acknowledge your gifts. Use your power well. And this Strength card, perseverance is the answer. Seek out a better strategy, even if it is counterintuitive. Okay. So this question, this situation is going to require a lot of inner strength for you, okay? Again, like, this is very much pointing to, like, you have the answer. Rely on yourself. It might not be about yes or no. It might be about just moving on. And this Judgment, I just want to go back to it. When a cycle ends, another begins, and out of apparent destruction, chaos, or dormancy comes something promising and new. Listen for a wake-up call. So that's what I think, like, that idea to listen for a wake-up call is going to be really strong here, okay? Like, the answer is going to be yes when you're ready for it. Like I said, when you are ready for it, which could be in an hour from now, in a few minutes from now, it could be in a day from now, a week, a month, a year, but the answer will be yes. And what's going to get you to that yes is the inner strength, is using your own resources, using your talents, your powers that you hold within, that you have gained up to this certain point in your life. Not seeking out for more, not working up to others' expectations, but using your own expectations. Okay, deciding what you want out of life. Knowing that there's always gonna be some ups and downs, which I'm sure you do, but very much in an individualistic route for you, pile 3, okay? I feel like you know this, and the guides from above are asking you to maintain that inner strength, to find it, just like what I was saying about getting back from being too emotionally wound up, getting back from being too exhausted and burned out, coming back to that place of a little bit more mental clarity, where you can breathe, where you can make a decision, like where you feel somewhat good about it, even if you don't know the exact right yes or no answer. Because you have that inner strength, because you know that no matter what, you will get through this. And let me tell you, like, it's looking good. It's gonna be, honestly, some magic is about to happen here. Okay, looking to where there's magic, where there can be magic in your life, where you can make some magic happen. That is the guidance towards this yes for you, pile 3. Alrighty now. I hope that reading was helpful to you in your question seeking. Pile 3. Thank you so much for watching my video today and have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hello there, Pile 4. If you picked the Judgment Uma Thurman card and this beautiful rose quartz crystal, this is the reading for you. So let's get right into it, Pile 4. The short and sweet answer to your question is yes. This is very much a yes answer for you. And even more so, yes, pointing in the way of like fucking joy, fucking playfulness, happiness, childlike energy, literally the light, what brings you happiness. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's gonna be a yes for you. And you have this Ace of Cups here that, you know, you might be feeling something that you've never felt before in a way, like a new milestone in a relationship, a different relationship in where you're kind of growing up in some way, like you're kind of really starting to experience true love in a different way. This could also be a passion project or some kind of creative venture of yours. It honestly, like, it's up to you, but there's been, it seems, something in your life that has not been working out very well, that has been kind of causing you a lot of anxiety that you know you need to get rid of. You very much know that you need to get rid of it. And that has been maybe, you know, where you feel stuck in this decision. But I think you know that the answer is yes here. Unlike some of the other piles, where most of the other piles I felt like people were really having a hard time making a decision. I'm not saying you aren't. I mean, I think that's why you're here, right? But I think you know that the answer is yes here because you have things around you. You've seen the other side, the other better side of the situation. That is the yes part. And what the guides are telling me is that it is the time in your life to experience joy, creativity, and freedom, to experience new ways of life that you haven't yet before, to open your heart, to really understand what this opening of your heart is. This is the time for that for you, Pile 4. I feel you have very good intentions with this yes. And you are like, I'm getting like this connection to this question is deeper and sentimental in some way. It could be concerning a person and a relationship, or just something that really does mean a lot to you, that you're asking something that is really related to your heart chakra, which is about love and unconditional love. And that's why this is a yes for you, because just like I said, now is the time to foster that love, to find that love and experience what it feels like in this totally new way. Okay, and that's why the universe will give you the resources that you need to experience this yes, to experience this joy that you've been searching for so long. Whatever you know, like, I feel like it's a big deal. Whatever you know that you need to get rid of right now, whatever you know that's a no, it's very negative, it's hard, it makes you feel heavy inside and dark and just really depressed and tired, and just like, honestly, it needs to go. It needs to go because you have literally like so many other opportunities sitting before you that are beautiful and going to make you happy and bring you success, okay? And it might not be material success. It might not be the success that you thought you wanted, but you're gonna feel that sense of success. You're gonna feel that sense of like reward coming from a place deep, deep within. Okay, so that is what I see for you, pile 4. And I'm going to now consult my movie tarot deck for some further advice and guidance for you in this yes or no question, to make it a little bit more personalized, a little bit out of the box, out of the narrow box of just yes or no. For you, pile 4, what advice should pile 4 utilize in this time in relation to their question? Okay, we've got the Temperance card. Love it. What other guidance do we have for pile 4 today? Should pile 4, what kind of advice should pile 4 be utilizing? What advice should pile 4 be utilizing? Got the Hanged Man. Alrighty. And just gonna see if there's any more advice for you, pile 4. What do the guides have to say about your question, pile 4? What are the guides trying to tell you and communicate to you, pile 4? The High Priestess. Okay. Is there anything else for pile 4? I feel like any other guidance to clarify the High Priestess card? Pile 4. Alrighty, well, we've got the Fool card here. Okay. So, loving your reading, pile 4. All right, so again, you know, Ace of Cups, the Fool, this is a new beginning for you. It's a happy one though. And the Temperance is to remember the idea that everything is good in moderation. So like, you know, don't abuse this. Don't abuse this newness. Like everything is good in moderation. Okay. And I think we're gonna have to like shed our ego a little bit here. We're gonna have to get in touch with our heart and our higher mind, our higher potential. This Hangman, you know, in this Temperance card and the Hangman being next to it, I'm feeling like it's almost about finding a balance by the ability to always see two sides of every story, two sides of every situation. And so because of that, we don't get caught up in fear, we don't get caught up in ego, in success, in material success, because we can see the big like life lessons that we need to see in every situation that comes before us. And this High Priestess, I think, is saying like, when you achieve success and happiness, like there's always vampires around you, like people that try to suck your energy, take some energy from you. And I'm not saying that's gonna happen or not happen, but be knowledgeable and insightful in every decision that you make. Tune in if something does not feel right. You want to think about that. You want to question that. And you want to make sure that nothing is going to dim your light here, that nothing is going to get in the way. This is definitely pushing for mental clarity of the intuitive mind, right? And so that we're going forward, we're in this Fool position who's kind of going on this fool's journey. But this is saying you're not going into this journey completely blind, okay? You're leading a childlike life of play and happiness and opening your heart, but you're not doing that on a whim here, okay? You're gonna have to take everything with a grain of salt and frequently come back in to check on yourself, check on where you're at. Are you doing okay? Are things going okay? Do you see things slipping up? Do you see things getting to this tower, to this place of build up? Oh my God, way too much, overwhelming, not working out, bam, explosion, and eventual decay and anxiety. Do you see things building up to that? Okay, if you do, hone it back in and focus on the new, focus on the moving forward. Release yourself from those strings that are attached to you, okay? If you're moving forward too fast, take some time to meditate, right? And try to build those chakras up. Like this hangman, right? All the energy is going to their head. Literally, like honestly, you can explore some poses and where you are reversed. Not like literally hang yourself, please, but you know, where you're hanging, doing like handstands or headstands, or just even like lying off of your bed or couch or something, with your feet above your head, and experiencing what that feels like, because that might bring some of the energy to the upper parts of your body. And that, I mean, in my experience, kind of gives you this like trippy feeling, this feeling where literally the world is turned upside down and everything kind of becomes just cool and happy and interesting and trippy. That's what I see and experience. But it does really change your perspective when you invert yourself like that. So that might be a big part of your guidance here, or a small part. All right, we're moving forward, but we know what we're doing, and we're maintaining balance, right, between this checking in, this inner knowing, this attunement to your higher self, and this Fool that's like the lower chakras, that's like not really thinking, not, you know, taking things too seriously, and just kind of moving forward and exploring, seeing what the world has to offer. All right, so that is your reading pile 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.